Good Friday morning, everybody. Here we are, and we're going to wind up our week this morning with a dose of God's Word. This morning, I want to look at really just one verse, but it's a very powerful verse of wisdom. Back in the book of Ecclesiastes, and in chapter 7, and in verse 5, we're going to look at it here in just a moment. But the whole book of Ecclesiastes really kind of wraps up and packages up the whole purpose of life. He starts out the book, everything's vanity, vanity, vanity. It almost gets, doom and gloom. What's the point of even doing anything? Right? But that's not what he says. When you get over in chapter 2, chapter he says, I've done it all. I look for happiness and fulfillment and women and things and drinking and all that. He said, I've tried everything. He said it's all vanity. It doesn't fill the void that we have inside of us. That's the reason why we do those things. And then he winds the book up. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Let us fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole of man. That's our whole purpose. Is to fear God and keep his commandments. Why? For he will bring every work into judgment, whether good or evil. And so, throughout this book is a book of wisdom. And it plays into the verse that we want to look at this morning. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and in verse 5. He says, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. One thing, there's a lot of things today that people don't want. But one main thing that seems to always come up is that people don't want to be told anything. Just leave me alone. You do you. I'll do me. It doesn't make any difference. If I'm out here and I'm being an idiot and making poor choices and wrecking my life, you do you. I'll do me, and so on and so forth. Solomon's saying, hey, if there's someone that's wise and giving you good advice to stop something or go in a different direction, he said that's a good thing. He said that's a very good thing. It's better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools. If we continue to listen to the music of fools or the wisdom of fools, guess what? Our life is going to continually get worse. It's kind of like what Jesus told Saul of Tarsus. He said, man, it's hard to kick against the goads. You can't kick against the pricks. That's them poles, that the owner would prod the oxen along. He said, it's only going to get worse. But so many times those that have their lives really in a mess, they're the last ones, seems like, that they don't want to be told anything. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I want to keep being an idiot, so to speak. Well, it's being foolish. I'm going to keep making a wreck of my life. I'm going to keep destroying my life. I'm going to keep doing exactly what I'm doing, even though I'm broken and things aren't getting in it. It's always a struggle. I ain't got no money. On and on and on it goes. But Solomon says it's better to listen to the wise. People are wise because they've learned from their mistakes. People are wise because they listen to other people that have got good advice. People are wise because they realize I can't keep going on like this. I've got to make a change. And that change is living in the counsel of God. What a great book, the whole book of Ecclesiastes. Solomon, if there has been one man that has ever lived, this guy had it all. He had everything. He had, like 900 and something, but wives and concubines combined. Women, sex, he had it. Drinking, property, he had, whatever he wanted, he had it. And he said, it's all empty. It's not filling me. And so many times we find ourselves doing the exact same things. And we still find ourselves empty. But we keep doing the exact same thing. Solomon's telling, hey, I've been there, I've done that. It's not going to get any better. It's better to hear the rebuke of the wise We have to be willing to admit I'm wrong. We have to be willing to listen to someone else, swallow our pride, and admit, yeah, I have been foolish. All right, now what do I do to change it? Now we're on the road to becoming wise and cease being foolish. Solomon has been there. And the only remedy, the only answer to one's life that's going to get any better, is to fear God and keep His command. I start living according to God's will. And how desperately is this need to be done and understood by folks today. It's better to hear the rebuke of the wise. Nobody wants to be rebuked. Nobody wants to be judged. Nobody wants their feelings hurt. Nobody wants to be told. And so what's the end result of that? My friend, just look around you. There's the end result. And tomorrow is not going to be any better than today until we start to begin to let the wisdom of one that is wiser than us, that's been there, done that, that's been around a while, a lot longer than us, begin to rebuke us or teach us or counsel us of what we need to do. And until we are willing to do that, until we're willing to swallow our pride, my friend, today's the best day of the rest of your life. It's only going to get worse from here on out. So it's better. Let somebody rebuke you. I know that it seems like kind of a cold word, but all it is let somebody correct you. Let somebody talk to you that's been there, done that, older than you, that's got some wisdom. Let somebody talk to you, teach you in the way that you should go. And the way that we need to go is in the ways of the Lord. I'm going to leave you with that. There's your dose of God's Word today. So my friend, let's be wise. Let people judge us. Let people point things out in our life. And then make those changes. Take that good advice and make those changes in our lives. But primarily, the wisdom of God's Word. That's where the true wisdom is at. And so I hope this will do you some good. Hope it'll get your wheels turning. Go back and you read the book. Excuse me. Go back and read the book of Ecclesiastes. I've been there, done that. It don't work. Here's what works. Fear God and keep His commandments. And so I hope you do some good. I hope you'll be in God's Word today. Lord willing, we'll get back Monday. We'll get our week and our day kicked off once again and get another dose of God's Word. And until then, I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you Monday.